Assalamu alaikum, Dumelang, good day, namaste. My name is Enver Surti. I am the chairperson of the Project Justice Trust. Quraish and I, through the trust, were excited about giving life to the life journey of Hoosain Ayob. The trust worked closely with Awqaf to make the dream of Hoosain Ayob come through under the Awqaf Leaders and Legacy Project. Munir has been a great mentor, leader and guide, both as teacher and as sportsperson. In celebrating him, we are indeed celebrating all the sportswomen and men and educators who have made a significant difference in the lives of our people. It is also a celebration about the power and influence of sportswomen and sportsmen in shaping the careers of youngsters who aspire to becoming good cricketers, footballers.
Assalamu alaikum. May the peace and blessings of God be upon everybody. We are very proud as Awqaf South Africa to be associated with Project Justice in the production of this very beautiful and inspirational book called Crossing Boundaries by Hoosain Ayob. This book is about Hoosain Ayob, and Hoosain Ayob was a legend of his time. As Awqaf South Africa, as part of our Leaders and Legacies project, we collaborate with other groups and organizations, in this case Project Justice, to enshrine the memory of these beautiful legends who have made a difference to South Africa. For us, Hoosain is inspirational. His life is inspirational, and we want to share that with our youth and our community. For 25 years, he was a teacher. He was a teacher of Deputy Minister Enver Surti. He was the teacher of our CEO of Awqaf South Africa, Zainul Kaji. So you can see just his teaching skills have led to some very great people in our community as well. In the cricket arena, he has produced some amazing results with his promoting cricket throughout the townships for 10 years in South Africa, promoting cricket globally and amongst many youth across the world. Intini is one of those cricketers that went through the hands of Hoosain Ayob, and you can see some of the great people that he's been involved in growing their cricket talent. Not only was Hoosain a great teacher, an inspirational person in the cricket world, but he's a fine gentleman who has been associated with many good uplifting projects in the community. He himself has given his time as a waqf for transformation amongst the youth in our community and amongst the youth globally to participate in cricket and occupy their time gainfully.
Assalamu alaikum. This is my book, Crossing Boundaries. It's about my life as a 10-year-old from Brits, where I am today as a dialysis patient. I would like you to support me because part of my proceeds will go towards a cricket legacy program towards the underprivileged. Completing this book is one of the great achievements. It really makes you feel great, makes you feel proud that you achieved something. My life, more than anything else, you always wanted to record what you have done, in life, in my cricketing world, in my education, and lives I've touched, and that is so important. I've seen poverty. I've seen poverty in South Africa. I saw poverty in Africa. And when I look back, I think about leaving my position as a headmaster of a school and reaching out to those millions of kids out there. I feel I made a big difference, and that is what's important, because I couldn't see the suffering through my cricket, and I felt use something that you could do, cricket for example, and go up there and change. And whilst I was doing this, I read a lot of books on the West Indian cricketers. They all, from Brian Lara, Conrad Hans, Clive Lloyd, they all suffered, poverty, and they chose a sport like cricket to get to the top. They all today are sirs, and it all started from there. Grew up in a good family. My father was quite wealthy, but the moment we lost him, at the age of 10, we lost everything. My mother lost everything. I mean, we were 6 brothers. We had a lovely home, but we were put into a shack, as somebody asked me yesterday. And that changed my life, completely. And for us to be put into Mia's farm, where everybody says it's for naughty children and poor children, it wasn't there. To me, it was like a sanctuary. It changed my life completely. I spent 7 years there. And this is where my love for cricket really grew. And friendship, making friends. And more than anything else, it's the Islam that helped me, your religion, praying 5 times a day, going to madrasa, Islamic education, and that shaped my life. When I lost my son, Muhammad Ismail was very dear to me. It actually pushed me further to complete my book. I loved him dearly, as a father would. More so because he was talented. He was a talented youngster as far as the sports concerned, cricket and soccer. He loved soccer a lot. And he was doing his first year varsity. And I expected a lot from him. But like you said, Allah knows best. And losing him, like I said, prodded me to complete my life story. Growing up in Brits and later in Mia's farm, where we played cricket seriously. I then became a teacher, spent some time at a teacher's training college. And that is where I was discovered as a cricketer, but more so I was in Mia's farm where I really played cricket at a high level. But when I came to Vredendorp Fitas to play against the best, that is when I really performed. And I played for some good clubs in the Johannesburg area, but the club that really made me was the college Old Boys Cricket Club under the captaincy of Abdul Bamji, Usman Lata. And yes, when I was about 18 years old, I was selected to play for the Transvaal team, the non-white team. And that was an achievement in itself. I became the fastest bowler. A lot of people talk these days and said I was even faster than Alan Donald. I didn't know because those years there was no measuring of what it is. But Abdul Bamji always says it, and even when you speak to him, he says there's one bowler that stood out, was Hoosain Ayob. He could have played for South Africa. I played against Basil de Oliveira when he came to South Africa. I played in 3 games and I performed well. I was given a contract which I've never seen, but I know Basil always said he gave a contract to one of the officials for me to go overseas. Unfortunately, it never happened. I played barefoot in my first game of cricket. We couldn't afford it, but even so, when I played for college Old Boys, my first game I played barefoot because I couldn't get used to playing in the kit, which was given to me by one of the club members. I played for about 15 years as a fast bowler for our so-called South African team. I was rated one of the 6 fast bowlers of the century for South Africa amongst Alan Donald, Peter Pollock, Gardner Rowe, Mike Proctor. But the one that I received, or I was inducted into the UNISA Hall of Fame, for my contribution towards education and sport, that to me was a highlight. During my cricketing career, I've come across many talented cricketers. One that is outstanding is Ibrahim Chicken Bamji. As a wicketkeeper, he was one of the best. So Chicken, well, like I always felt, could have played for South Africa if he was given the opportunity. And as a captain, I always felt that Abdul Bamji, who was the one that made us win many trophies for college and at the inter-provincial level. Then there is Tiffy Barnes, a very young, talented youngster who went overseas, and he was the one chap that I felt was denied the privilege to play for his country. The late Soli Chotya, Abu Manak, Munir Saleh. Then you go to the Cape, for example, the Rushdie brothers, Siddiq Conrad, Dickie Conrad, who was an opening bat. We go to Natal, where we get spinners, the two spinners, Mustafa Khan, I mentioned that in my book, and Babu Ibrahim, who took 5 wickets against an international team when he played for Natal. Then we go off to Eastern Province. There you have Devdas Gavanji, you had the late Kaya Majola from New Brighton, youngster who I worked with. He was one of the good all-rounders. And Usman Lata, for example, from Fridodop, was one of the great fielders we had. Musa Mangera, who also was a talented soccer player. Yes, we can name them. And more than anything else, Basil made a name for himself to show to the world that there was lots of talent amongst the so-called non-whites. He went overseas, as everybody knows. And yes, over the years, I received a lot of awards for my cricketing experience. But the one that stands out is the ball that I've got here, which I had when I took 9 wickets for 9 runs when the Transvaal, which was the fittest team, played against the Northern Transvaal team, which came from the northern parts, Pretoria, and those Wombats and whatsoever. Yes, here it is. That's a ball 9 for 9 that I took. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank my family, my friends, more so my students, who played such an important part in my life. Being there, the naughty ones, the ones that have made it to the top, who enriched on my life, the doctors, the lawyers, the parliamentarians. Yes, there are many, and I'd like to thank you for that. Coaching in Africa it's an unbelievable experience. I was supposed to spend 1 year in Africa to start cricket development. But as I always tell people, God kept me there for 10 years. I've been to 25 countries.
We thank Munir for being a wonderful mentor and an inspiration, both as educator or teacher, as well as sports person, who shaped not only the academic, but also the sporting career of many of us. Thank you, Munir.
We urge you to support this project and buy these books and give them to your friends, to your libraries and your mosques and your temples and in churches and synagogues. This is a great book for our youth to read. It's inspirational about how a young man grows up over many years, becomes a principal, and inspires thousands of people, not only in teaching but in sport. The proceeds of this book go to a cricket endowment to build the future cricket talent of South Africa. Many thanks and Assalamu alaikum. May God be with you and bless all of you, and may He also bless all those that are associated with this project, including our OCAF ambassadors, who everyone who supports OCAF is an ambassador. Thank you very much for your support, and we look forward to publishing many books like this in collaboration with Project Justice.